Thank you. Hope you all have had a good, insightful plant visit. And KSB welcomes you at its state-of-the-art plant, Shirway plant. Every meet we have been bringing our segment hits to you, especially the nuclear one. This time we have brought all other important key aspects and segment heads here. So we have with us Mr. Rajiv Jain, no introduction required, our Managing Director, Mr. Mahesh Bhave, our CFO, VP Finance, Purchase DTC Head, and we have with us Mr. Raja from Coimbatore plant. He is our Walls segment head and Coimbatore plant head. We have with us Mr. Rajesh Kulkarni. He is our aftermarket Supreme Serve head, Chinswad plant head. And we have with us Mr. Prashant Kumar, our sales and marketing head, VP, sales and marketing. So we welcome you all and we start with our first presentation. I request Bhavi sir to come on the stage.
Good afternoon and welcome all. I hope the plant visit, you had a good plant visit. So as usual, we start with a cautionary statement regarding forward-looking statements. This presentation may contain forward-looking statements relating to company's future business development and economic performance. Such statements may be subject to a number of risks, uncertainties, and other important factors, such as but not limited to competitive pressures, legislative and regulatory developments, global, macroeconomic and political trends, fluctuations in currency rate, and general financial market conditions. Delay or inability in obtaining approvals from authorities, technical developments, litigations, adverse publicity and news coverage. This could cause actual developments and result to differ materially from the statements made in this presentation. The company assumes no obligation to update or alter forward-looking statements, whether as a result of new information, future events, or otherwise. We move ahead with the KSB as a snapshot. You can see on the screen, KSB Limited, established in 1960, headquartered in Pune, Maharashtra. You can see we have 6 manufacturing locations, 6 service stations, 350 plus service centers, around 22 warehouses, 4 zonal offices, 14 branches, and 800 plus authorized dealers. The downside, you can see KSB Tech Private Limited. As most of you are aware, it's a technology center and into IT and engineering services unit, which is providing to the group companies. And this is also headquartered in Pune. We also have a MIL Control, which is our associate company, established in 1997 at Kerala. And we will see the manufacturing plant also going ahead, and it is into walls. And Bangladesh, we have a license office in Bangladesh. Moving ahead, you can see Pimpri, Pune, our headquarter and flagship plant that is into industrial pump division. Water pump division, we have a factory at Sinnar into standard pumps mainly. Shirwal, where right now we are meeting today. This is, as rightly mentioned by Shraddha, this is a state-of-art newly established plant into energy pump divisions. Vambori, we have a foundry in Ahmednagar, that is Ahilyanagar now. Coimbatore, we have a walls division, and Mr. Raja is with us to talk about it. Supreme Sir, Chinswad location, Mr. Rajesh is with us today, so we can talk more about it. And MIL, as we discussed, this is Kochi, which is into a walls manufacturing. We can see the board of directors, Mr. Gaurav Swarup, chairman, Dr. Stephen Bross, who is a non-independent and non-executive director, Dr. Matthias Schmitz, who is also a non-independent and non-executive director, Mr. Rajiv Jain, managing director, who is with us today. Independent directors, Mr. Ullas Yargup, Mr. UC Muktibodh, Madam Sharmila Barua Roy Chaudhary, and Mr. Vishal Company. And you can see their experiences. They are all stalwart and quite experienced in their respective fields, so which is really adding the values to the board. Senior management team from left, Mr. Nitin Patil, Vice President of EPD and IPD Operations and Nuclear Business. Mr. Mohan Patil, who heads HR. Mr. Rajiv Jain, Managing Director. Myself. Mr. Sunil Bapat, who is the Vice President of WPD Plant and Solar Business. And Mr. Prashant Kumar, Vice President, Sales and Marketing. Moving ahead, financial performance, employee headcount 2,206 as of 30th September. Revenue, you can see again a sustained and very good growth from 18,067 to 19,117, and so as in profit before tax, we have grown from 2282 to 2485 million INR. Again, a very robust and steady, you can see revenue from operation with a CAGR of 20% continue to grow. Profit after tax, again, with a very good 25% CAGR, what we are growing steadily. And EBITDA, again, with 19% CAGR. So very steady and robust and sustainable growth we can see from these charts. Net worth, again, you can see a very good number, 15,371. This is as of September YTD. ROC, down left hand down the side, you can see ROC. This is with cash and bank balance, which is again 23.45. Continue to be a very robust number. Right hand side up, you can see EPS. September end declared results, it is 10.73. And dividend, which is for 24, that is 200. Net financial position, we continue, if you see with nuclear, the upper hand bracket, we can see around 300 to 99.3. So we continue to maintain our net financial position, liquid cash. Business highlights, as you are aware, the market segment, energy, building services, general industry, petrochemical and chemicals, mining and water. So we have 6 market areas and 21 sub-markets. A quick glance at order intake. So generally, as we provide this is a average, monthly average, and you can see a very good growth, that is 254 crores, that is a monthly average for YTD September 25. And this is, as I mentioned, steady and driven by below segments, that is supercritical, conventional energy, export. We have a good growth in export this 9 months, and water, wastewater. Coming to orders on hand, again a good growth story. You can see without nuclear, we are 13,254 million INR, and nuclear alone, it is 13,138 million INR. So total, it is 26,392 million INR. This is orders on hand. Again, a very robust and situation what we have. 10 top customers, you can see few additions. L&T, we have an addition, and we have a couple of dealers like Swastik Trading, who has been added this year, and Haryana Renewable Solar also, as you know, we have this time a customer from government customer from Haryana. A good export performance, as I mentioned, which have been our discussion in last couple of investor meetings. So you can see YTD September 390 crores, and we are 17%, which is a export percentage to total OI. So again, this is a good export performance in this 9 months. I would like to give the mic to Mr. Prashant Kumar to present on overall sales and marketing segment. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Bave. So I will be taking you through, regarding the order intake, as well as what are the sectors which we are concentrating, for our business growth in future, which is this year as well as for the future. Because most of the time, as Shraddha was talking, we always look from KSB's perspective. People talk more about nuclear. So we thought this time we will tell you what is without nuclear. So this is what Mr. Bhave talked about. We have got 6 market areas, basically energy, building services, general industry, petrochemicals and chemicals, mining and water. And basically I will take you through all the segments, what we are doing and what exactly we want to do and what are the growth stories where we will be concentrating for the future. This is the order intake trend. If you look at this, this is basically give you an idea of what is the order intake with nuclear and what is the order intake without nuclear. So the yellow highlights which you see is the order intake that has come without nuclear. So there has been a growth of 16% CAGR of a non-nuclear business year on year. And that also gives a comfort that we are not only dependent on the nuclear, but we are also dependent on standard and project segments, which form the core and the largest share of our business. This is how the various segments, the 6 segments which we talked about, the market areas. This is how exactly is the sales share. So you can see that the water is the one which is the biggest of the lot of all the segments that we cater to, which is 29% of our sales. General industry constitutes around 23% of our sales. Energy constitutes about 18% of our sales. Building services 8%, petrochemical and chemical 21%, and mining is 1%. In this business or in this 6 segments, if you look at water, general industry, and building services is more from standard perspective, and energy, mining, as well as petrochemicals are more coming from the project business. These are the various customers also whom we are catering. So in water, we have Veolia, Wabag, Voith. In general industry, Thermax, of course, with Praj and ThyssenKrupp. In energy, Larsen and Toubro, as Mr. Bhave talked about, this was one of the biggest order which we got this year. And Thermax and Insgex are the OEMs to which we supply our energy pumps. In building services, we have been working very closely with most of the consultants and the contractors, and also the builders like DLF, Voltas, Shapurji. In petrochemicals, we have been doing business with most of our PSUs, as well as Megha and Petronet LNG. And in mining, which is our new baby, we have started this business only about 2 years back. And we have started working with customers like ArcelorMittal, Hindalco, JSW. So I will first talk about energy. Basically, if you look at this picture, this is we are talking of a growth from 458 gigawatt to 780 gigawatt, and this is what is the ambition that government is looking at. And I will be more concentrating on the thermal part, because this is one business which we have been concentrating, and this has also been one business for which we got a big order this year. So you can see that nearly 43 gigawatt of thermal capacities are going to come up, and which actually will mean that there will be more supercritical power plants that will be coming up. People like Larsen and Toubro, JSW, NTPC, these are the people who will be coming up with more and more requirements in next 4 to 5 years, and this will be the one growth story that will be there for KSB for the future as well. This has been our growth story when you look at from the energy market trend. We have not only this time concentrated in the domestic market, but we have also been working with export market. We were also quite successful in US market, where we got 3 or 4 big projects. And this is the product portfolio which you can see is what we manufacture for the energy division. Next is the water, and as I said, the water is one of our biggest segment that we have. So why water becomes the biggest segment is as the population grows, this requirement of water will not go down. So you will require water for drinking, you will require water for sanitation, you will require, and you will also require recycling plants and desalination plants, because water is going to be a scarcity in the future. And this is why this business is one business which definitely we see will be there, and we don't see any downside coming in. And typically, when you look at India, where we are having very less desalination plants, or we have now started concentrating on tier 2 and tier 3 cities for typically wastewater treatment. This offers a good business opportunity for KSB in the future. So this is the trend that you see here. I'm only talking right now of wastewater division. Basically, I'm not talking about irrigation. Somehow irrigation was not very good this year because of the extended rainfall. But wastewater is one division where we see we have been growing quite successfully. The reasons for this is, of course, the infrastructure growth, followed by the introduction of the new products that we brought in, typically like vertical turbine pumps or Sevatech, or even our KRTs with K35 motors, which are giving us robust growth into this area. So you can see that we have been working with a lot of municipal corporations, and we were quite successful with few of them this year. Followed by even people like Wabag and Voits, and they have come up with the industry requirements as well, especially for Reliance. So we got big orders for Reliance for both Nagothane and Dahej for both the plants. Coming to the building services, basically this is one segment which we definitely feel will be the future, like the water. As we move more towards the urban infrastructure side, buildings also will be coming up. So will be the metros, so will be new hospitals, and accordingly the airports as well. So in this segment, I'm not talking about hydropneumatics or those aspects, but I'm more talking of firefighting, which we see as our sunrise segment for the future. If I'm asked how exactly you look at the firefighting business, out of this is close to around 625 crore of a business, and close to around 12,000 units are being sold annually. And the firefighting market is being divided into two: listed as well as unlisted. When we say listed, this means it is with UL and FM requirements. Basically, UL and FM means the insurance is done. This is the insurance part, and for having that insurance, you need to have a product which is with ULFM certified. And most of the, whether you talk of Amazons or, you talk of data centers, you talk of airports, this requirement is becoming more and more stricter, and people ask for UL and FM. So this market is gradually increasing. When we talk about non-listed, as we grow, so has our fire norms become more stricter. It is now becoming very strict that each building, above 6 floors required to have a fire systems in place. And that is how, this unlisted market also is likely to grow. And that is how, we see this business coming up in the future. If you see our business growth in this segment very specifically, and so I'm talking from 2021, we have grown at a CAGR of close to 50%, and we see this growth continuing even for the future as well. We have, I'll just come to the next slide, where we talk about the new products that we have brought in. And as I said, UL and FM will be required more and more, as we grow up. So that is one of the reasons why we have also worked upon and brought new products which are ULFM certified, and that helps us to have a competitive edge in the market as compared to against our competition. We have also brought this MFMO, which is a multi-stage vertical execution pump. Usually when you look in cities like Mumbai or Hyderabad or Bangalore, where the space scarcity is quite high, having a big pump house is not a easy solution, and there people look for a vertical installation rather than a horizontal installations, and that is why we have brought this product as well. We have also brought remote sensing monitoring. People like to have things on their apps rather than doing it physically. So these are the digital innovations and which we are doing. And last but not the least is definitely the i5 motor. It is considered as one of the most efficient motor that is available, and introduction of these motors also helps us to have a good advantage in the market as compared to against competition. Then comes the general industry. Of course, this is always the backbone of any organization, and for KSP, this has been one of our forte for years together, and it will remain as our forte for the future as well. Uh, uh, if you look what exactly is driving the industry, the demand is primarily coming from the infrastructure push. So iron, steel, cement, these are the sectors which we see, on a growth trend. The second sector where we see a lot of things happening is definitely the ethanol, and that is how, with the requirement of 30% of blending, we see this growing, and we have been quite successful in this particular distillery business, where we have supplied close to more than 1,200 odd pumps in last 2-3 years, and we see this trend still continuing for next 2-3 years, until unless we see a stoppage coming from the government side. Uh, One thing that has changed a lot in last few years is the data centers. I mean, this has been one area which has come up in a big way in India, and we see a lot coming up in the future also, and we are ready with our product range to cater to this data center requirements, and we have been successful as well, where we have supplied the pumps, especially for this Tata project in Sanand. And we are quite hopeful that for the further product projects which are coming up in Assam, as well as in Dholera and other places, means we will be also getting more and more requirements. And the industry has grown at a CAGR of 8%, and as I said before, it is primarily coming from distilleries, paper, as well as from the steel and steel and metals. Uh, in the in this segment, I will also like to talk about, I have already talked about firefighting, but then I will also talk about the new initiatives that we have taken. And first, I will take you to marine. These are the sectors which we introduced very recently. Maybe recently means 2 years back, and we are seeing a good growth coming into from these segments, which also helps us to bring a growth into the general industry business. KSB India was not very present into this industry, but with the Make in India concept coming in, and more and more indigenization of the ships, and things happening in India, this is one sector which we see will be definitely propelling the growth strategy for us in the future. And these are not very standardized pumps. These are all kind of tailor-made, and looking at the space requirements, you have to be very clear on, you have to fit into a specific space only, and that is how we have been working on these segments, and the applications that are coming up with marine. Commercial ships, yet not a big business in India, but with again, with Mr. Modi's vision, and we are also seeing now commercial ships also have started coming up in India, but still it's a long way to go. But we are ready even for this segment as and when this starts propelling in India. These are the product range that we have introduced for our marine business. The monoblock pumps, or basically ILN, or and we have got 3 pumps tested, because in Navy the requirement is that you have to type test the pump before it goes for your approval. So we have already done the type testing, and trust me, this is a long run process, and it takes a lot of time and efforts to get these activities done. We have more or less got approval from all the government agencies, as well as all the shipbuilders who are manufacturing these ships, and we are quite sure that with the private shipyards also coming, this will help us to further improve our market share into this business. We have also been partnering with the OEMs, like who manufactures the refrigerations and the HVACs, for these systems, and we have got good orders also, from these players. Next is the new technology. Means we are not only just talking about the old, single stage or multi-stage pump. We are also talking about new sectors where we see the growth coming in the future. First is green hydrogen. We have started working on this. We supplied our first pump to Larsen and Toubro for their 1 megawatt prototype green hydrogen plant. And now, as the L&T's new requirements are coming up, we are quite sure that this business also will definitely gain momentum. Train business, the Itasicos, which we introduced last year. Just to give you an information, we have close to sold around 400 pumps this year as well, typically to the OEMs like Siemens and ABB. Wind power is one sector which we are looking at for the future. Means we are still not ready for it, but we are quite sure that we will be ready for it very soon. And this also is a big business that is predominantly present into the coastal areas, especially in the southern part of India. And last is the life science applications. And as the population will grow, the requirement of the food will go. We will be more will be getting more towards packaged food and breweries and those kind of things. So we have developed the pumps also for these applications, and they are kind of supporting, helping us also to get into the primary part of the process plants, which helps us also to increase our numbers into this business. Coming to petrochemicals and chemicals, nothing this year was not that great for this industry, specifically when we talk about from refineries. The expansions were were not that big, but definitely 2026 and 2027 looks quite positive with the new expansions coming up in Reliance, as well as BPCL Bina, IOCL Panipat for malic acid, and HPCL Mumbai refinery expansion. So we are quite sure that this definitely will also help us in 2026 and 27 for this. This slide is only just to give you also an idea that apart from the products that were available for us for this particular segments, we are now developing a BB1 pump type, for this particular segment, and also the VS4 type. Of course, these are all a bit technical for you, but this will also help us to, in doing the complete, offering the complete product basket. And this also is helping us this year in the exports market, which has been which has given us quite good business this year, especially in this particular segment. Coming to mining, this is, as I said, this is a new baby. Only 1%, of the sales is coming from this sector. But this new baby has started crawling, and gradually it will stand on its feet. And the reason for this is definitely the introduction of the new products that we are now started manufacturing in India. Earlier, it was coming from US, especially GIW or South Africa. But especially this LCC, we already have developed the sizes. We have got orders for it. VMD we will be making this pump, which is a vertical pump for mining industry in India, and it will be supplied to the world. So we will be the plants catering to the world requirement of KSB from India, and we see this as a good opportunity for us, for the future. So we talked. If you look at all my market segment discussion, we mainly talked about products, which is 1P of our, business. The second P is, of course, the place. And as Mr. Bhave talked about, I will just talk about our trusted partners, that is the dealer network. And most of our business that happens is through our dealer network, which is close to about 800 plus dealers, catering to the standard business, as I talked about, especially water, general industry, and building services. And definitely Raja will talk about valves, as well as Rajesh will talk about Supreme Serve, how the dealers are helping to grow this business. And as we are growing, our network is growing. It is helping us to cater to the industry, as well as it brings in a lot of accessibility to the market. Otherwise it becomes very difficult to cater all part of India sitting in Pune. The last part is, of course, the promotion. Means you cannot just rely on the products and just the dealers. We do a lot of promotional activities to talk about what a KSB is all about. We have been doing medias. We have been talking about doing digital. We are doing participating in a lot of exhibitions. Even last Friday we were at Calcutta for a industrial plumbing association meeting, which was considered as one of the biggest kind of exhibitions for the building segment, especially for the plumbing activities. So it's not just only products. We are talking of products. We are talking of network development, and we are also promoting KSB as a brand to everywhere. So with this, as India is growing for a 30 trillion economy, I mean that is what the goal is. Definitely, this will offer more and more opportunities. And since we have brought in a lot of products, which definitely helps us to cater to more and more market requirements, we are quite sure that this will help us to grow, and this will definitely provide KSB an effective edge for any sectoral headwinds. That was it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Prashant. I very nice talking to you today here. I thought before I jump into the business, I thought I'll give you a small perspective about the valves division, and then the business outlook, and then the technology, what we are adapting and how we are taking on the future. So this is the plant that's located in Coimbatore, which was established in 1987. And here we make the Sika brand, which is the German design valves, which we make in this plant. The total permanent employee strength is 325, and it's spread over 28,000 square meters. As we reiterate, the Sika, we make wide range of gate lobe check valves, which are towards the energy market and the general industry. So this is the genesis of the plant. This was started in 87. I think the takeaway from this slide would be that we have been continuously looking at the market and developing the products that is required to the market, so that we consistently are aligned with the market requirements. So we started off with the very smaller size valves initially, and then we moved on to the bigger size low pressure. Then we moved on to the high pressure bigger size, and now we are continuously working on the market requirements as we go forward. This is the product genesis. The sizes, as you would see, it's moving away from the smaller size. What we see in the market today is both in the general industry and the power plants, the bigger power plants, the size of the valves requirement is going up higher, and we are geared up to meet the size ranges that are required for the general industry and the power market. Just a glimpse of few valves for the bigger size that we do. I would just give you a weight range of almost 5 to 7 tons on the smaller size, up to 18 tons is what we have handled so far of a single valve. This gives us that sort of a reach to the customer, that the customer can look at us from a half an inch range up to the 48-inch range. This is one more snapshot how we cover all the ranges, starting from the class rating, which decides the application criticality in terms of high pressure and high temperature, versus the size which can handle the volume of the requirement. So we have been continuously growing. The green segment that you see has been the last 2 years where we have been consistently growing on the bigger size ranges. A few success stories, I would say. We had a major order which we executed for Hyundai, which is for Orleans project. This is a huge project of 260 valves, which are all of bigger size, which called for a new development, which we could do it in 12 months' time with the full development that's involved. I think that reinforces our belief that we are geared up to the market in terms of both development and also in terms of capacity and other requirements. And proud to say, the Chinese market is one big market for us in the exports. And they came up with the TSG certification, which is an entry if you have to supply to them. I think we were one of the first valve plant that could get this certification. It brings in its complexity because the requirements are not very clear, and Chinese requirements, the other things have to be complied to before we do it. And we did it first time right when we had the audit, and now we have the certificate for that. Prashant highlighted this. I think 50% of our valves business comes from the dealer segment, and we believe they are our extended partners who reach out to all the nook and corner of the markets, with which we are able to grow consistently. And we have 46 dedicated dealers who only handle valves. So this gives us a reach which is required for us in terms of the market penetration, and also look at the new markets that we need to grow on. The industries that we are present today, I would say energy and general industry, where we are very concentrated today, and we are slowly getting into the oil and gas, where we have not been significantly present. I think we are getting into it now. And just to give you the growth of the valves business, I think we have been growing at CAGR of 22% on the order intake and 21% on the sales over the last 5 years. I think this has been basically driven by the consistent order intake and sales that we have been able to do. And yeah, there are a lot of range that enhancement that I talked to you about. We have been having a product basket which the customer can rely upon a single stop shop for the size ranges. That's helping us. And we also have an agile supply chain which is predominantly spread, which helps us to supplement the growth plan that we have. Technology adoption, the valves market is very tough. The delivery is the first one, and also to handle the complexity is the second one. So we look at our own best practices in terms of the lean. So we have created a hybrid cell which can help you to mitigate the risk of the product mix changing in the market between low pressure and high pressure. We are also investing continuously on the bigger size valves handling, including the imported grinding machine that's helped for the valve seating arrangement. We have also invested on laser technology for the welding technology, which is the overlay, which is the heart of the valve, I would say. So this all is done in terms of improving our throughput and also the capacity and consistency with first time right. We also take a lot of digital initiatives because we are present in the project business and OEM business, and the requirements of all the customers in terms of the quality requirements, quality assurance plan, and also the final documentations are totally different. So we have to adapt to the requirement. That's how we can differentiate ourselves from the competition. So we do what is important to us to respond very quickly, automate the routine processes, and eliminate the hot copies. I think this has been our approach, which has helped us to really reduce the cycle time that's required to handle these requirements of the customers. Supply chain strategy, I talked to you about this. I think we are continuously enhancing the vendor base. We are also proactively investing on capacity by additional patterns that is required in the foundries. We are also looking at strategic alignment on the boards like the actuators and gearboxes, which helps us to be competitive in the market. Quality, we have a four-pronged technology. Typically, we have an incoming inspection. We also have in-process and final. What we have also built in is the vendor quality management, which takes care of the new vendor development and also maintaining the consistency of the quality through proactive alignment with the vendors. So this is actually helping us to complement our growth that we are looking at in terms of our valves business. We give a lot of emphasis on safety as KSB India, and so do the valves division. So we look at a lot of proactive measures, and we also look at the requirements which are supposed to be complied. And we also participate in the local domain in terms of understanding the best practices, and we also are getting recognized for the initiatives that we take. ESG, it's an KSB India's guideline that we are whatever we do has to be aligned to ESG. So we have been doing a lot of efforts in terms of moving to 100% solar, which has helped us to avoid the carbon footprint. And we also are consistently doing practices that will help us to reduce the energy wastage. We also wanted to differentiate ourselves in the market because in the valves market, GGC is more like a commodity market. We should look at more towards solution rather than a product. So we look at engaging our customers into knowledge in terms of understanding our product, USPs of our product. So we have a valve learning center that we have created, which was originally incepted for the knowledge for the incoming new people, but now we have extended this to all our dealer front end and also to our customers. This gives us a connect that is very important in terms of looking at a solution rather than just a product. The plant is equipped with continuously on working on increasing on the capacity, which we do by our own efficiency improvements and also lean concept implementation. We also have a lot of initiatives that we take in the local domain for CSR. The first one is the skill development, which we have provided and simulation welding technology to the local industrial training institute, which will help us to create the talent pool in the domain. The lookout is to look at the core processes where we don't have people today taking the offering. So this will help us to really create that base for the talent pool. And we also work with the local hospital, local schools, whatever support they need in terms of infrastructure. This is more towards giving back to the society from where we operate. All this does not happen without the people. So we have a lot of extensive, I would say, a very diversified employee engagement programs, which helps us to keep the team that's behind this to be motivated. Way forward, we will continue to focus on the four quadrants we do: the new market, As I mentioned earlier, we have been strongly present on the general industry and on oil and energy. Now we are getting into oil and gas. And we are also getting into an energy, general industry where there is a non-IBR requirement. It's a huge market that we have seen. So we are getting into those markets. For getting into the new markets, API monogram is required. So we are working on an API monogram, which we will be getting in 2026. And also to the Saudi Aramco business, which is for the export. So these two certifications is what we will, qualifications what we will take forward. New products, we are looking at expanding our base in terms of bellows seal valves, which we are not present, and knife edge gate valves and metal seated ball valves. I think these all have come through the the customer requirements that we have received over the few years, and we are trying to build up as we have been doing in the years before. Manufacturing strategy, I think we are continuously focusing on an efficiency and throughput improvement, and that's the only we have been growing so far. And we also looking at adapting the smart and latest technology, which I explained to you about the laser technology that we have adapted. And capacity enhancement will be a continuous process that we will do as deemed to meet the customer requirements. And that's it from me. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'll take you through Supreme Serve overview. As Prashant explained, we have got so many products in our product basket. There are so many initiatives as far as the products are concerned, which are coming, which are already there. So it's very important to have these products to be served properly. The end users who are using these products should be really satisfied using our products. So this is what we are here for. Supreme Serve is a brand name which was given in 2018 for the aftermarket business. Once any product is sold, then the entire life cycle of that product is being taken care by Supreme Serve. This was created in 2018 with a special focus that it has to be focused properly to give a proper justification or a vision to the customers. So broadly, in earlier times, it was only giving some services to our customers or supply of the spare parts, but it's not the way now we operate at. What are these various initiatives? What we take care? I'll just explain in next few minutes. Our location, you have seen this beautiful plant in Shirwal. Before inception of this plant, all these pumps which are manufactured in Shirwal now, those were manufactured in Chinchwad. As we moved from Chinchwad to Shirwal, we have got that plant available for us, and we thought that why not to really make this plant dedicated for Supreme Serve activities, for the aftermarket activities. So this plant, which is based at Chinchwad, basically was a plant of manufacturing which is now converted into Supreme Serve activities. The total area of the plant is close to 15,000 square meter where we operate from. What is available in our plant in Chinchwad? So these are the various things which are based in the Chinchwad plant. We have got a central warehouse which is taking care of the standard spares distribution. We have got a seal manufacturing which is available in Chinchwad. We have got the reverse engineering laboratory. I will explain in the future slides what is it all about. The seal repair center, a dedicated machine shop for the various activities of aftermarket, of course the office area, then the boiler circulation repair laboratory, and the biggest repair center. These are the various things which are actually located, which are the various verticals of Supreme Serve which are based in Chinchwad. We call this as Supreme Serve tree. If you see in this tree, there are many fruits which we proudly take care and which have the various verticals which we focus on, right from retrofitment to pump spares, right from reverse engineering to reciprocating pumps, and right from the MIL valve which we replace to the in-house repairs. We will go quickly what we do slide by slide. These are the two things which are new addition to whatever we were doing earlier. One is the optimization services, and the second one is BP and CL pumps business for aftermarket. What are the offerings of the aftermarket? What are the offerings of Supreme, sir? Broadly, it can be categorized as spares, services, and digitizations. In spares, again, there are two subparts. One is the standard spares, which are required for our standard pumps, and the second one is engineered spares. In service, what we give to the customer, mainly it is repairs, retrofit, replacement, and the other services, which will come in the later slides. In digitization, we have got tools to help the customer to really identify the problems well ahead once it fails, or how to optimize the operation of the pump. Let's go one by one about the first big vertical of spares. Engineered spares are those spares which are really required for the engineered pumps, and the genuineness of the spares is far more important. These are manufactured with our stringent quality norms in either in Shirwal or in our other plants to supply to our esteemed customers. As Prashant also explained about the big network what we have of our dealers, most of our dealers are our authorized service partners also. As these standard pumps are routed through our to the end users through our dealers, it's important to really cater to these end users with the spare part supply and with the services what they require, and these are also routed through our service partners. We have actually got 76 different service partners for the industrial spare parts, and for the submersible those are more than 200. So all the pumps which are going in the market are properly catered by all these service partners which we have across the country. When it is important to serve the customer, it is important to serve them with proper spare part supply also. So we have got a very big warehouse in our Chinchwad plant, which is called Central Warehouse. The total area is close to 2,500 square meter, and the bin locations, the various spares which are kept in the warehouse are close to 14,000. This is mainly to increase the speed of manufacturing to supply to our end users. All these spares from our warehouse are the standard spares which go to our service partners and then to our customers. Mainly, this is the mother plant, this is the mother warehouse, and all our service partners, they are actually storing the necessary spare parts with them. So in this way, the distribution is flawless, and then it is speedy too. We have got the new entrant in the family called mechanical seal. It's a very important product of important part of any pump. We have got the manufacturing seal manufacturing facility as well as repair facility in our works in Chinchwad. We are expanding this, actually the repair center as well as the 5-axis machine which we have recently bought is really speeding up the mechanical seal manufacturing line. Then about the services, we talked about spares. When we talk about services, there are various initiatives what we take to help our customers. These are those right from repairs. If you see the entire life cycle of a pump, once it is sold to a customer, right from its right from the beginning, installation, commissioning, till the entire life cycle of the pump. The end user always needs support from KSB, and we, with these initiatives, right from the repairs, the retrofit or modification, the replacement, field service, reverse engineering, etc., we help our customers to run these pumps without any problem. Which are those? I'll just explain. First is in-house repairs. If it is required that uh, the pump cannot be repaired at site, sometimes it requires major overhauling, sometimes it requires major repairs, then we bring the pump back to our works to repair it. We have got these 6 different repair centers across India. The biggest one is in Pune, and then one in each zone, close to the customer, to repair the pumps in-house with us. Once the pump is sold, it might be required that we need to retrofit or modify the pump to suit the requirement of the customer. May it be for changes of the parameters, may it be change in the metallurgy to suit to the process of the customer, or for efficiency increase of that particular pump. So we take care of these retrofit and modification jobs. Once the life cycle of the pump is over, it is necessary to replace the pump also. So Supreme Sir takes care of replacing the old pumps with the new pumps. Not only the KSB pumps, but majorly the competition pumps as well. What we do is, at the same footprint where the existing pump is located, we match through our engineering services that the new pump is designed in such a way that there is no major modification of piping or civil which is required at site, and the replacement thing is done without any problem. In the same line, we also do take care of the LSTK contracts, which is called lump sum turnkey, which involves everything, right from some small civil foundation to piping to instrumentation, of course, replacement of pump, and then commissioning and handing over. Then the field service support, the backbone of Supreme Sir. We have got 40 plus service engineer working continuously at site. This mainly is for installation, commissioning, troubleshooting, or any modifications at site. Some few examples of very prestigious project of flow line displacement pump in ONGC Kakinada, where on a floating platform the engineers were working 24/7 to run the pump and to make that happen on time. And a new vertical called reverse engineering. Here we have got various 3D cameras available with us for scanning. We not only scan and reverse engineer, but sometimes we change the metallurgy, sometimes we change the parameters of that particular product, what we take, to improve the performance of that product or even that pump. There are cases that recently we have reverse engineered a complete pump and supplied it to the customer, and it is running without any problem. This is mainly for those customers who are facing huge problems of getting the spare parts in time, or those are imported, or they are not getting support from OEM, etc., wherein we help the customer to reverse engineer those parts and to supply it to them. The boiler circulation pump in a supercritical or subcritical power plant. This is a very important product. It's a big product called boiler circulation pumps, and the repairs of such pumps is very critical. It cannot be done at site, especially the rewinding. So we have got a special laboratory of repairing these boiler circulation pumps in Chinchwad, where we not only take the pumps from India, but there are 1-2 cases where we get these pumps even from Malaysia, Indonesia, to repair these pumps. In optimization services, there is a data logger what we install on a pump. That means it's just like a cardiogram taking the health of a human being. It's a cardiogram which is taken by this data logger, and we analyze it properly and then suggest the customer what should be the remedial action to improve the performance of that particular pump. This, as Mr. Bhavi also informed about the MIL valves, actually there are huge number of these automatic recirculation valves which are installed at site. We take care of replacement of these valves with our own MIL valves, which is giving long life to the customer about these valves. So we not only take care about the pumps, but some auxiliaries of the pumps as well. BPNCL, Bharat Pumps and Compressors Limited, we acquired this company, the technology know-how in 2023 earlier. And then we started this business, the entire range of parts and services, what we cater for on our own pumps. This has been done for the BPNCL pumps also. This acquisition really helped us to get a good installed base of BPNCL. A new product called reciprocating pump, where we are now developing the competence of supplying the spare parts and the pumps to our customers. This was about the part supply and the services what we provide. It's important that the customer should have the digitization services also. Everything works on the mobile now. So if it is available, the health of the pump is available on the mobile, it will be far better. So KSB Guard is one of the product which is an small online monitoring system, which gives the details of the pump, what is running, about the temperature, about the vibration, about the running hours, right on the mobile of any customer, and it helps the customer to know the health of the pump. In case if it is going to fail, there is pre-intimation given to the customer that the bearing temperature is rising, so please shut down the pump, do something. This helps the customer to really increase the life of any pump. One more tool which we have is a sonalizer. It's an mobile app. You just take the mobile close to your pump, and with the noise of the motor, it judges what would be running inside the pump and how can you improve the efficiency of that pump. So the analysis can be given to the customer, and then the customer can run the pump efficiently. So this is in all, as we are really focusing very hard on these aspects, spares, supply, digitization. It's our focus is really to have a self-sufficient team. So we have got every team member, right from sales to controlling and right from manufacturing to the warehouse. So slowly we are focusing on this aspect very well. As this plant is big one, we have got the initiatives for energy and health also. As Raja also explained, we have got the rooftop solar system installed in the Chinchwad plant, and majority of our power is generated inside. The result here you see, we are actually we are growing at 18% or plus in last few years, mainly with these initiatives which we have recently taken. We are very sure that this growth will continue further. These are some sales figures which are done only from our plant in Supreme Sir plant, as this is only from the warehouse, from the reverse engineering, or from the repair centers what we do. Way forward, what we are going to do in the future is we will really expand our service partner network. As our standard business is far too bigger, it's important to have all these pumps which we supply in standard market to be catered properly. So we will really expand our network. People, performance, passion were our three pillars. So people are really important for us. Their the training, not only training of inside people, but training to the customer is far too important. So we will really focus on the Supreme Sir Academy, wherein we are going to build a proper training center for our own people as well as our customers. There will be some development in infrastructure in our own plant, and through our digitized services, what I explained and coming more, we will really focus on the speed of what we give it to our customers. So this was from my side about the aftermarket business. Our motto is to really grow higher, faster, stronger, and mainly together. Thank you so much.
I request the management team to come forward and we can start the question answers.
Yeah, just to start off, just wanted your color on the export strategy. Currently, it's around 15% of sales, and we have entities all over the world, right? The global entity. So, if we have to look at it, can you throw some more color as how the parent is looking at the Indian entity for exports? For example, the order in the Middle East where we supplied from here, and so is it looking at as a cost offset because we can't, we are only assembling over there, or it's a Europe and China? I mean, cost pressures or change in strategy. So we get some export related from how the parent is thinking about it, or the India entity obviously as well. But yeah.
Yes, KSB, has a global manufacturing network, and the business globally is supplied mainly in the regions. So, especially plants in Europe, China, India, Brazil, the group ensures that the loading of all plants is adequate. So, we have a internal supply chain matrix where we are allowed to export to some locations, where China is allowed to export to some location, where Brazil. So they maintain quite a bit of balance that all plants are given an opportunity to export. So depending on that, India also has some particular products which they are allowed to export. And you mentioned about oil and gas, and that is one of them. Since we have a complete comprehensive product portfolio in oil and gas, we have started exporting to these regions. But export is not as simple. To get into this region, you need to be on their AVL, approved vendor list, qualification of plants. So there is a long process. Also, you need to have PTR. So that thing is started, and China is also coming up with a API plant. So it will be who performs better, customer acceptance. It also depends on factors which EPC is successful. If Chinese EPCs are successful, they may prefer Chinese farms. And if there are other EPCs from India, for example, L&T or somebody, then they are preferring it. As a roadmap for group perspective, they are encouraging KSB India, China, Brazil, all factories to increase their share of business, and it is continuously increasing.
So just to follow up on this, the Indian plant got that level 3 rating, which was the only plant in emerging markets for that rating, right? Rest two plants are in Europe. So that also, does that open up markets for, and because there are no other plants in the emerging market related, I mean, with that rating, so for the, high precision parts or so.
Of course, if you have seen there was a slide on USA business.
Yes.
And this business came up this year. As the gas power plants in US started, the acceptance, not only from the customer, from the group as well, that they allowed India to export directly. It's another thing that the tariffs came up and little bit, but still we have got orders, we are continuing that. So it has affected partly of the business, but having that level 3 or the best certification of this plant helps us to get better acceptance within the group as well as with customers.
So export should grow robustly from here on also.
Export should grow definitely, because step by step more and more acceptance is happening. We are developing references. So I see no reason why we should also grow in that.
I have more, but
Yeah.
Good afternoon. So my question is, sir, we grew very fast in last 4 years, but in last 9 months, growth has tapered down, right? We grew by, I think, probably 7-8%, and the pumps were especially very slow. Of course, the order book has grown at 22% in last 9 months. Can you please explain the weakness, why there was weakness, and which sector was weak in the last 9 months? And does this high order intake gives us enough confidence that we go back to the double-digit growth trajectory?
Yeah, I would like to clarify here, there is no weakness per se. There is a good orders on hand. It's only a matter of delay of these nuclear orders. You know, in the order book is sitting the orders from the Gorakhpur Haryana project and also Kudankulam project, which due to the nature of that business is a bit slow. We expected this to happen in this year, but it may not happen in this year. A very small portion may happen this year. So that delay has a bit of an effect in this year sales revenue. But I think in the last quarter we have also a good backlog. So I would say that this little bit slowdown compared to the previous years where we grew at 15 to 17% can be attributed mainly to the delay in dispatching these nuclear pumps for the nuclear power.
My second question is solar pump. I think you had guided for global presentation, 107 million euro, right? 107 million euro by CY27. Solar business. So what is the order?
How much did you say?
107 million euro, I think.
107 million euro by
By
2027.
27, yeah.
Achha.
I think so.
Okay.
Depend numbers, I think. The presentation is there on the website. I
Okay,
think.
okay, okay.
My question is, where are we right now, and what is the order book of solar as we speak?
Yeah, I think solar business is growing well. There is a continuation of the PM Kusum scheme also announced, and we are doing well. I would say we would let's say grow from our last year at least 50% of the business. We are being careful here not to go too aggressively because this business involves a lot of working capital and involves a lot of long period for cash to cash cycle. So we are doing it in a step-by-step way, but we have made new entries into new states. In Northeast, we are making entries. We have got entries into Madhya Pradesh. So we are expanding our business, which was predominantly in Maharashtra. We are doing it pan-India. So the future is good, and whatever strategy we have made, we are well on track.
So do we have the number for the order book for the solar?
Are we allowed to give what numbers?
Order book for solar in the current order book. Broad numbers, broad percentage number.
It will be somewhere. Order book would be around. Let's say I would say more is on the sales revenue. Order book is converted into sales revenue, so we should be able to do something similar, more than 250 crores or something like that.
My last question is on the nuclear side. When do you expect? So when do you expect the dispatch of the Gorakhpur and Kudankulam and the Kaiga? If you can give some guidance, will be helpful.
Yeah, I think last time we had said that we were hopeful to deliver few pumps in this quarter. But however, the progress at testbed has not been as we expected. So most of the things are ready, but some last minute issues remain. So especially related to electrical power and some auxiliary connections, which are not in our scope of work. So having said that, I think we are hopeful that the pumps should start somewhere in next month or first half of January. And then after that, it is testing of 500 hours. Customer has an option to increase it to 500 hours more. So I think next year, first half, we should definitely see. I know we are telling it, I think we are changing the dates. However, I am still hopeful that for few of the pumps of Kudankulam, we will deliver this year. That progress is good there. we will deliver few of the pumps of Kudamkulam, but the numbers will be may not be very great, but the deliveries will start. And Kaiga is still on because the manufacturing clearances have been given. So the main critical items, the manufacturing has started, but it will be only after we complete the deliveries of Gorakhpur.
Understood, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, sir. Here, sir. Sir, my question is on Supreme, sir. We have done a lot of work on Supreme, sir, over the last few years. Is there a number in mind that we work with in terms of can Supreme Serve become, say, 15-20% of the revenue over the next 3-4 years? And given that it's a better margin business, I'm assuming, could it have a positive rub-off on the overall margin of the company?
But at the moment, total Supreme Sir would be close to 16-17% of the total business. And with these initiatives, surely we will grow further. The way the standard industry is growing, it will be really challenging for us to meet that percentage because, for example, say submersible pumps, those are quite big in number, but in that ratio, the spare parts may be sold, may not be sold. But as you correctly said, told, yes, there are future plans to really grow it, say up to 20%.
Hello. Yeah, because historically we've also talked about that the nuclear pumps and the FGD pumps are much more service intensive, and therefore once that start to come up, the Supreme Sub contribution can go up meaningfully and profitability also. So can it also have a rub off on profitability, and can nuclear and FGD contribute meaningfully to the Supreme Sub business?
Yes, it will surely, at least nuclear for sure. But with the FGD norms coming up now, FGD we are slightly hesitant whether it will really give us those results or not. It can start, say, after 2027 onwards, roughly.
The FGD or the nuclear?
FGD.
FGD. Okay, sure. And sir, my second question is regarding the engineering part of the business. While standard pump has grown, over the last few years quite fast, do you see engineering pump business contributing to the growth going ahead, growing faster, given the fact that, now we have seen a lot of petrochemical plants, especially on the energy and the oil and gas side, we have seen a lot of spend coming up. Even when we, see engineers in India talking about a lot of plants coming up, we ourselves spoke about a lot of new plants coming up. Also, thermal power is picking up quite meaningfully. So, one, do you see engineering business growing faster than the standard pump business? One, and is theoretically, I believe that engineering business should be higher margin business than a standard pump, given that it is customized. But in reality, does that happen?
I will answer first your first question. Yes, engineered pump business definitely is likely to grow as compared to what it has been, past few years. As rightly said, yes, both in petrochemicals as well as in energy, we see a big thrust coming because of the new, thermal policy that has been announced, where we are talking of more than 43 gigawatts coming up. And same as with the petrochemicals, where a lot of refineries are having some expansion. So definitely we see a growth coming up in these engineered pumps. But definitely this doesn't mean that the standard pumps will take a dip. Standard pumps will keep on growing at the pace what we have been aiming for, and we are sure that growth will remain. Coming to your second point, unfortunately I disagree with your point that engineered pump business is more profitable business. If you look at any of the engineering industries, including Larsen and Toubro, who are one of the biggest engineering conglomerate in this, this is not having a big impact. But yes, it helps you to put the pumps at various places, and then it is Rajesh's job to convert that into a Supreme Serve business. But that is not as profitable as is the standard business, because standard business is more dealer business where we have a better control as compared to dealing with EPCs or others.
Hello. Yeah. I have two, three questions. First is on the walls. I think you mentioned that we have applied for the certification for the Saudi Aramco, and there is also API certification. So right now that business is served by whom? KSB parent, and after the certification, is that going to come to the KSB India? And how do you see the overall opportunity for that business? Because Saudi Aramco is a very big player. So who are the other players who are supplying that walls to them right now, and post the certification, how much incremental business that can come to the Indian entity, and how do you see the margins and all these things, if you can help us to understand?
Yeah. If you really look at, I covered that in two phases. The first one is the APE monogram. Just to give you an update, I think we are targeting to get that done in the first and second quarter of next year. And that's an entry requirement for us to apply for Aramco approval. So our approach towards API is not only Aramco. Aramco is the major thing, but like what you rightly pointed out, there is a huge competition. There are already existing players. So we have to find our own core to take the segment that we can look at from Aramco. But we are also looking at other EPC majors and also the oil and gas companies in Saudi, which is what we would like to venture in once we get the monogram. So today, I would say we are not very significantly present there. And there are other requirements which will unfold. Like today they want a localization there in terms of a facility there. So we are now looking at the first level right now. But the market is big, and the margins also is a challenge, like what you said, because of the early entrants available. And we are looking at that APM monogram as a stepping stone for us to get into the Aramco market.
Understood. And if I look at the base business, I think the order inflow growth was there in the last quarter. Order book was also strong, excluding the nuclear. But we haven't seen the execution in the third quarter. So how do you see the numbers? Maybe from FY21, because that is a low base post COVID, we are seeing the 18-20% CAGR. But if we compare it with the 2023, I think there is hardly any growth in terms of the top line numbers. So how do you see, this order book execution? Because product wise, I think we are more or less rightly placed across all the portfolios. Now, in terms of the numbers, when can we see the execution will go up as well as the order inflows?
Yeah, if I read the figures correctly, that the growth is at least 8 to 10%. It may not be as high as the previous year. So that statement that is hardly any growth is maybe not correct. I think the growth is lesser relatively to the previous year. Yes, this growth is a mix of standard business as well as engineered business. So I would say that the standard business is quite okay, quite well. A little bit setback this year is because of this extended monsoon, which has affected a bit of our agri business and other business. And I would say also the new segments which we are going needs a lot of approval certifications, which is happening. For example, firefighting, we need to have UL and FM certification. So all these things step by step happening, and that is why till these things finish, then the business starts really rolling over. All the new products which we come, there is a cycle. So I see that the coming quarters or the coming time in the next years should be having, with the orders on hand which we have, should show a good traction of growth compared to the previous quarters of years, based on the orders on hand situation which we have already shown.
Sure, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Questions on nuclear. So how are you planning to increase the nuclear TAM in the coming years?
I've forgotten what the full form of TAM, please.
Total addressable market.
Yeah, sorry. We are already present in all the required pumps in a nuclear power plant. As new plants will be finalized, we will increase. However, we also have got this BP and CL technology now. So that also increases a part of the addressable market, meaning earlier we were not addressing reciprocating pumps. That will be addressed now by us. That is available now. As the plants will come up, I think, so as the plants get finalized, we will address. But however, since we are already present in all the pumps, except one moderator pump, KSB has the complete range. So as they get finalized, I think we will look that should get converted into our order book, I would say.
And also, sir, you have already got Gorakhpur 1 and 2 and Kudankulam and also Kaika 5 and 6. We also have other projects in pipeline which are at various approvals, which is Gorakhpur 3, 4, Chutka 1 and 2 and Mahi Banswara. Do you have any idea on the timelines of orders when you can expect?
I don't. The exact timelines are not known. We are being told that the tender issue of tender should happen any time, but that we are hearing from quite some time. So exact I think but I think what feelers we have got is the tender should come before December, but that only once it comes we can be sure, because it is left to NPCIL to issue the tenders. No, that what we understand or whatever we know of is there will be a fleet tender.
And also, sir, what kind of initiatives is being taken by the NPCL to fast track the process?
Fast track the process, I would say the documentation approval has picked up, especially for Kaiga. And if we see Kudamkulam, just to clarify, Kudamkulam, we do not have the order for the main pumps. These are emergency pumps in the emergency pumps package. But if we see the NPCIL's thrust on Kudamkulam, they are quite fast, I would say, in approving various documents and approving various vendors. They are quite fast. So it comes whenever the pumps will be on critical path for their projects. NPCIL does come up to that challenge and help us.
Okay, and so just last question. What is the refurbishment requirement for PCP and auxiliary pumps? I mean, like how frequently are they replaced and what kind of market size can we see in that?
Unfortunately, our PCPs are so good. So that's not much. Only thing is we have entered into mechanical seal business of PCPs. That is the only part which normally gets replaced in a primary coolant pump. PCP is designed for 40 years. New PCPs, the design requirements are up to 60 years. So other than these wear parts of bearing and seal, nothing is normally envisaged to be changed.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Couple of questions. Just continuing on the nuclear side. So, sir, in nuclear, even FlowServe is, we heard that FlowServe is entering the space. So, from a 2 to 3 years perspective, how do you intend to maintain your market share as and when the competition starts coming in? So, what steps will you take to maintain your market share?
So I think we should already have a head start with the fact that KSB is the only major player worldwide having produced a primary coolant pump. So I don't know when the name you said, when they have produced the last PCP. So I think that should give us a head start with the fact that we are currently producing, we currently have the orders, we are delivering, and the infrastructure required we have. So for any new player, it should not be an easy way, I would say.
Secondly, when we speak with in the channel, so the general feedback that we get is KSB is more stronger in the process industry side, whereas Kirloskar is more strong in the wastewater side. So this is the general feedback that we get. So two things, like why is it the case, and secondly, what KSB is doing to increase our presence or strength in the water segment.
Just to answer this, yes, we are present in the process, and we are also present in the secondary part, which is very much talk about water and the retail. What we have done in last 2-3 years is I talked about the various products. We have got introduced the horizontal split casing pumps, which was done about 5 years back. We are seeing a good, good numbers coming from that. We have introduced vertical turbine pump. We have now got higher size of, submersible pumps, especially KRTs. We talk of 350 kilowatt and more. So we have also, got into that league where we are also considered as one of the player who can offer a complete solution when it comes to that kind of thing. So with this, I think we will have a complete basket, or we are offering a complete basket which helps to cater to the
So the reason we were not that strong in this segment, is it because there was some technological gap in the product, or the complete product range wasn't there with us? That was the reason that we were maybe second to Kirloskar in this segment, water segment.
I will say that we were lacking a bit on the products, that were required for this market, and now we have more or less come out of that particular requirement, and we know what exactly is required, and we are catering now to with those products to the market.
Question. So if I see from CY 2017 till CY 2024, so the gross margins have reduced by around 900 bips. But if I see on a EBITDA level, the EBITDA margins have been quite steady in all these 7 years. So what would be the reason for firstly the gross margin dip? Was it due to some product mix change or anything that you would highlight?
Gross margin is, of course, as we know, it's a product mix, and in fact, this year, gross margin is better off because of the favorable product mix. And when we come to EBITDA, it depends on the interest income and other factors.
For last 7 years, if we compare the period that I mentioned, 17 to 24, the gross margins have reduced from 54% to 44, 43%. So around 10% dip, right? So, but on a EBITDA level, we see the EBITDAs are steady in the range of 12 to 14%. So my question is, why was there so big dip in the gross margins for all these 7 years?
I would not say it's a big dip because you'll have to also compare comparatively with the numbers also. It doesn't go only on a percentage basis. In absolute number, if you see, so I would not say this is a big, big dip kind of a thing. And product mix, as we discussed, that always affect, because just now we discussed about engineering standard, and Mr. Prashant also explained in engineering business how things are evolving. He gave an example of L&T. So these are all reasons mainly related to product mix actually, and material component and all those things.
I think there's one thing which we have also done is internal efficiency improvement in the plants. So that means better capacity utilizations of the plant. And the same plants which were delivering X turnover, now they are doing 2X turnovers. So a lot of internal efficiency improvements which has helped us to control our OPEX. And that's why if you see overall with the growth which we are handling, and as Mahesh mentioned, that it has when you do that growth, it comes you go into new segments where you have to take strategic orders sometimes to make entries, and those product mix affects it. But luckily with our internal better internal management of capacity utilization, efficiency and all, we are able to maintain a healthy EBITDA.
Yeah. Yeah, hi sir. Question on firefighting segment. We are expecting growth in that segment. Just wanted to understand what will be our market share in that category, and as a percent of total sales, what will be the contribution from the segment?
Right now we will be in a single digit when it talk about the market segment, but definitely we will like to grow more and bring it to the double digit. Regarding its percentage wise in terms of sales, I think it will be close to around 2% roughly. I'm just giving you a very rough estimate. Because I don't have the figures with me, but roughly it will be around 2.5% hike.
And we are expecting to scale it to?
We are expecting it to grow to a different level. That is what we are all working at right now. It will be a very forwarding statement if I give you a number on this, but definitely we are looking for a increase in the numbers and increase in the percentage coming.
And the second question is on mining segment. How big is that category and what will be our market share? Understand we're new into it.
Right now, as I said, we are the baby. We are the baby just born. So it will take a long time for us to get to different levels where the other players are right now. If you ask me, the present share, we are hardly, maybe 1% or maybe slightly lower than that. But yes, with the introduction of the products, we also want to get into a different level and then give push ourselves hard to get more and more business into this particular market. It's a very niche market. It's not dominated by too many players. But yes, there are few who are quite who had a start quite before, and that is where we have to see how we get into those market areas.
Understood.
These markets like somebody mentioned water project business, firefighting, mining. These are businesses where the KSB was not so focused on earlier, and this business means addition of products, qualifying them, to bring them to an acceptable level. So this process has more or less happened, and is continuously happening. And we are beginners in this mining area. Firefighting, I wouldn't say we are beginners, but our share compared to other competitors is less. With KSB's entrance, I think there is a good scope for us to go into a double-digit market share. This is what we want to do at the end of the day. And it will not happen overnight. It is a matter of 2-3 years, which means being the product, brings the customer acceptance, make the sales organization, make everything. So I would say this is a journey on which we are there, and we are investing today so that this will become a part of our business like we have other segments, agri and industry and building services. So this will become a strong pillar maybe in a couple of years in this.
I got it. Thank you.
So just on the boiler feed pumps for the supercritical thermal plants which you have received from L&T, given the nature of thermal plants, right, these would be more 2-year, 4-year long lead. So for you, also similar execution cycle would be there. And second on that, in terms of further order inflow visibility, because L&T further has orders.
Yes, these pumps are usually having a lead time of close to 12 to 14 months from the date of placement of orders and getting the approvals. And definitely we see a positive scenario because not all because L&T themselves have got 8 units of Adani for which the boiler feed pumps will come for ordering either this quarter or maybe next quarter. So definitely the visibility is there, and that is why I said next 4-5 years look quite positive, especially considering the super.
Export piece of it, export till now has been growing pretty well even this year. I think it would have outperformed domestic for you this year, right? So given whatever globally things are happening, do you see this momentum continuing and export outgrowing the base business, ex of nuclear?
Yes, I can confidently say yes, subject to geopolitical situation. That is the only hurdle which we will have. Otherwise, no other hurdle. We will grow. If the tariffs come back to normal, then it will grow faster. So export is something where it is our strong point, and it has to break those walls of resistance, of customer acceptance sometimes, our internal preferences of some plants, cost structures and things like that. So I see a good journey.
But your balance sheet, we can see inventory and debtors have been increasing, right? So how do you see that going ahead?
Inventory, in fact, overall efficiency, I think we have improved if you see the number of days. Working capital, yes, as we have been talking due to solar business, the cycle of working capital, as Mr. Jain also mentioned, cash to cash cycle that is definitely on the higher side. So as we are bringing in this new type of business which are having more working capital requirement, that is definitely, and we will have to have that higher working capital to support this business.
Does this also have nuclear? Because that would be in WIP, right? So when you deliver it,
Nuclear, yeah, small, because nuclear as this is a business where we get a lot of advances also at each stage, so that compensate.
but
more
those
or
would be
less.
lying in inventory, not in receivables, right?
More or less.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, sir. Sir, on nuclear side, sir, last quarter you mentioned that we plan to, I think, send 2 pumps for installation. That got delayed, so it won't happen this year, right? It will be for next year.
Yes, I think once the first pump qualification test is completed, after that, I think the execution will be faster. I think you have gone through the plant today. Around 4 pumps are ready with us now. Once the first pump is completed, then the next cycle will be faster. And then again, the qualification test will be repeated for Kaiga. So until that time, delivering the GHAP, it will be, I think, I would say, smoother.
But testing has not started yet. 500 hours still not
Started because of, as I said, two challenges of electricity connection. Though it is in a power plant, but the 6 megawatt motor electric connection approval has not yet been given, and there are some remaining interfaces where NPCIL has to do some piping and cabling. I know some of my colleagues may have answered to you during the shop visit, but normally we ask our people to be guarded and they are purely technical people. So please excuse us if somebody else has given you some other message. But what I am saying is accurate. Thank you.
And sir, last quarter, I mean, there was heavy rain across the country. So project business got impacted, agriculture business was impacted. That's why our growth was slower. Is it a right way to look at?
The solar business where we have installations, those get affected. Agri business got affected. So these are business which are very much monsoon dependent on these things. And maybe indirectly some other reasons also happen, but these are direct impact comes on these two.
So these should actually come to this quarter or maybe next quarter.
Yeah, these are seasonal kind of business, not solar, but so solar, yes, fourth quarter we are picking up. Maharashtra government is aiming for a Guinness Book of World Records in this month. So they are also pushing us to do as much installation as much possible. So it should help us. And due to the nature of the cycle, last quarter is quite okay for agriculture. This is a good quarter.
So last question. I mean, this plant has received a 3-star rating. I mean, in the global. So I'm not able to understand. Sorry, my ignorance. This is for manufacturing. This is for processes. For what? I mean, what? I mean.
This is for a complete process, manufacturing products. It's a comprehensive certification, and it takes care of all these aspects. It is done by a KSB external team. They come from Germany. They audit the plant, and they do the audit of the complete manufacturing processes, overall quality processes, and everything involved in this. And then they give this star rating, which is our internal benchmarking, and that's how we get this level 3 certification, which is only 2 or 3 companies in the group have got it.
So is it also depends upon the suppliers, because in the plant not much we do manufacturing.
They also audit suppliers. Actually, it is end to end, including the documentation, the manufacturing, the quality level. And including the feedback from the customer. So it is complete end-to-end process. The main intent of that is since most of our pumps are designed by Germany, so the design intent also is seen when they are auditing the process, whether the processes are in line with where they were envisaged to. So I think from that perspective, it is the good thing. And for us, it is a proud feeling that we are at the top in the group as well. So that gives a good feeling, and for the customers also it gives a feeling that we are at par with our principal.
So is it for forever, or is it every year?
No. I think they audit every 2 years.
Okay.
So getting it is just tough, but retaining also will be tougher. Yeah.
First of all, thank you for a detailed discussion on the non-nuclear side of the business. So my first question is with respect to the non-nuclear business. Um, as in the first question was the first 9 months we have seen a slower growth, around 7%. So what's the sustainable level of growth we are targeting in the non-nuclear business for this year and maybe for the next year? If you can give us some guidance on that.
In general, I would answer that as in our strategy that at least minimum double digit, if not more. And if we look at it, it should be more than double digit. This is what we think is sustainable with all the measures which we explained. You see, I'll repeat them again, is so many new segments we are going into. Firefighting, mining, mechanical seals, water project business, water wastewater. Last week, if you must have seen if you are active on social media, you must have seen we participated in the Plumber Association conference, and that gave us a good visibility of our business and building services. So all these segments which we were not so predominantly present in the earlier times, we are very active now, and so I don't see any reason for a minimum double digit, but double digit would also be a bit conservative. I would say better than that.
And sir, this quarter we have also seen some margin dip.
Margin dip? I thought that was.
I mean, just particularly about this quarter. I understand the revenue growth was a bit on the softer side, mainly because of the extended monsoon. But the margin dip, was there a particular reason for that?
But as I know, there was no margin. The gross margin is.
No, I'm talking about the EBITDA margin. I mean, it was slightly, I think.
EBITDA margin is also on a consistent level, I would say.
Yeah.
13 to 14% is something similar.
Around that level.
And as I said, this is our range which we want to. More important is the growth top line and keeping these EBITDA margins on this level. This we have explained earlier also.
Right.
That we are looking for top line growth with a very good EBITDA margins. So we wouldn't see EBITDA margins of 15, 16%. No. If it happens with nuclear, that would be good. But we are not. We are aiming that for a top line growth more mainly and having a consistent EBITDA in this range.
Right. Sir, in first quarter, you had mentioned that we are operating at close to 85% kind of utilization, and we are in the process of doing some debottlenecking because we have some scope for that. I wanted to have an update. Are we looking at further capacity expansion from here, or we are still in the process of debottlenecking? When would we go for the next phase of capacity expansion?
Yeah, good question. I think this is what we have been debating internally. There is internal push to have capacity expansion, and we debate a lot, and we have an exchange that let's try to see how much we can extract more out of our things. And valve is a good example. I think in your presentation, maybe you must have shown how we have introduced those value stream mapping and increased the flow. So yes, first of all, you must be seeing that in Shirwal, we are expanding the land we had taken, that 14,000 square meter. That will be commissioned by March next year. The fourth or fifth shed in Sinnar, which got delayed a bit, that will be also commissioned by March 26. So these will be two capacity expansions which will be happening very soon in the next 4-5 months. The question of further land and everything, I think it is in discussion, but nothing decided yet. It is still decision, but we are evaluating our internally debottling and seeing if we can extract more. Then maybe it can be done after some years. But at present, no decision in this.
Understood, sir. So last two questions. We used to give our revenue figures for mechanical seals because that was a segment which was growing very fast for us within the Supreme Serve segment. Is it possible for you to share again the mechanical seals revenue and what kind of growth we have achieved this year?
Yeah, we can do that. Mechanical seal numbers look good in the quantity. In the value, they are not as big. So when even Rajesh presents it internally, he presents the number. Why? Because in mechanical seal, we are starting off, we are mainly in the standard business. We are not in the engineered API seals. When that happens, the numbers will be good comparable to the other industry levels. But today, these numbers would be smaller compared to others. But it's important that we are putting the foot firm and we are not rushing into it. These things.
Right.
Mechanical seal is a different type of business, very service oriented, very speed is very important. So that dynamics we are trying to get inside our organization. It cannot wait till like a pump, a customer may have a standby pump and they may wait 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. But in a mechanical seal, it's a matter of hours. So that culture to bring in an organization, so it's that way. But to answer your question, the numbers we can share it with you, no issues at all. But I would say it would not impress you right now. Give us some more time, then we can make it a presentation.
A lot of our seals goes into our own pumps. So how do we show that needs to be checked?
Understood. So the last question is with respect to firefighting pumps. So within the firefighting pumps, there was a recent stock exchange notification that we have got some certification. Was that the only step left for us to gain market share in this business? Because until now it has been an insignificant part of our business.
One of the steps.
Okay.
It's one of the steps. Yeah, it's not the step. I would like to say. It is one of the steps, and it will keep on happening. I mean, we'll keep on adding products. We'll bringing them more into ULFM, listed and non-listed. I mean, this is like this is how the process will keep on happening even for the future as well.
Understood.
The fire market has two categories: listed and unlisted. Listed is FM and US, factory neutral and United Laboratories. These are international. And the non-listed is without these things, it follows the local thing. The market in non-listed may be today 80% or 70%. And this would be 20-30%. But this listed is growing. As international company comes up, this market is growing. So we felt the need that from the future perspective, we should have the list. But there's a big chunk of market which is in the non-listed. And as we explained, this is a step where we have bought in products, we are adding products. So step by step, networking, dealer network, customer approvals, getting on their vendor list. This all is a process which takes a couple of years. And that is where we will gain traction both in this listed as well as.
Understood. So just one last, if I can chip in. So with respect to the nuclear power business, 2 pumps we have already delivered, for which we are waiting for the approval. We have the capacity to deliver 4 pumps in a year. So does that depend on NPCIL approving those, and approval will be already received when the 2 pumps are delivered. But for the next 4 pumps, can we deliver as and when we make, or we have to wait for NPCIL's go ahead on delivery?
You see, these pumps are going to the test bed, which is built by NPCIL. So the first pumps has gone, other pumps are ready with us now. So as the pumps testing gets completed, they will be sent to the site, and then the sales will happen.
Right.
So once the first pump is tested, then the main qualification tests are completed, then the routine tests, which is I think 24 or 50 hours, will remain. So that will be the only hurdle. Once the document approval for one project happens, there is no further hurdle.
So for the balance 14 pumps, you can send as and when your product is ready?
Only the one point here is the Kaiga project will again have a qualification test, as is today. So it has to be again tested for 500 hours, because it is a new project, new tender, separate project, separate tender. So we will have to again qualify for the pump, but that is not a critical issue for us. But as a process, we will have to continue that. And after that first test, again the next 7 pumps will be smoother.
Understood, sir. Thank you.
Sir, my question was regarding the market share. If you can broadly, as you mentioned, there are 6 markets in which KSB is present. If you can broadly mention what is KSB's market share in each of the customer segment?
Very difficult. Energy, we are the leaders. We can talk
Non-nuclear.
Non-nuclear, also nuclear. Nuclear also we are number 1, and conventional. Energy has been traditional forte of KSB. So, and you have seen there is a boom in the energy market. So there is where we are very optimistic and looking forward for those years, because KSB traditionally and today also is the leader in both conventional as well as nuclear. In nuclear, you've seen we are the only approved so far manufacturer for the main pump. And in the conventional boiler feed pumps, you see the L&T order. We have got this. So that is one. Industry has been traditionally a good strong point of KSP. It's very difficult to, statistics are not so much, we can make an estimate, but I would say in the industry, we are within the top three, I would say. It could be first, second, third. It's something a matter of doing the statistics. These are two segments where traditionally we have been strong. The third segment was the agri segment, where we have the submersible borehole pumps, where we were the leaders. Then we went back, but now we are coming back again. We should be within the, let's say, top 3 or 4. And valves also, we in particular segment in gate globe check, we are the leaders in the energy segment. So there are pockets where we are the leaders. In the segments where we are not in the top 3 or not the leaders or the market share is low, is already mentioned, is water in the project business, for example. In building services related to firefighting, then mining. So these are segments where we are now putting our more presence felt step by step. Petrochemical is a project business. The market share can vary year to year. One year we may get a lot of projects or we may get nothing. So it depends, because the petrochemical market, there are a lot of players, 4 or 5 international players in the Indian market. And the market share can vary depending who gets the project. But so this is how the situation we would say. Overall, we would say that our market share in pumps would be somewhere 12 to 15% is something on an average,
Got it.
on a broader scale.
Second question, sir, was on data centers. So Kirloskar brothers, they mentioned that they have this framework contract with Amazon as a hyperscaler. Wherever Amazon sets up its data center, they are included in the approved vendor list, and they are one of the participants in the tender. So similarly, because of our KSB parent advantage, do we have such kind of
Yes, yes. This is our parent company are very much into this business, and whatever international OEMs we call them, they are there. We get that leverage out of them that we get on those things, and we are working closely with our parent company. We have created a separate cell called an OEM cell, where the team is dedicated to find this new technology and also data center. Data center is one of the smallest sub-segment which we are focusing on, but it has a very good potential, and we are adapting our products also to their requirement. The products also have to be because these are OEMs. They have their particular equipment and specifications. So a standard product which we have has to be upgraded to their requirement. So this process is continuously going on, and you will see we can present next time our share on this data center, because I see a good interest. We'll be having a special slide on data center next time on this.
Sure. Thank you.
खाना नहीं मिलेगा फिर. But let's, yeah, please, 2-3 questions.
Absolutely. Sir, the first question is on the nuclear side. With the visibility in hand, how do you see the execution of the current order book of nuclear across all the 4 projects what we have in the order book?
I think GHAP after once the first testing, you can take yours. GHAP after testing will pick up, and Kudamkulam in any case is on fast track. So both are going. Kaiga will by the time GHAP is completed, Kaiga will also get ready. Documentation wise, Kaiga is still 70-80%, I would say, roughly completed. Remaining document needs to be approved by our customer. So once the first pump starts, I think we see continuous smooth progress on all the projects.
But is there any time period in mind up by which we need to, by when we are planning to execute all the orders in hand?
The delivery extensions which we have officially received for GHAP are 26 and 27. 4 pumps by mid of 26 and remaining by 4 pumps by 27.
Understood. Okay.
So we feel we should definitely be able to do it before that, and after that Kaiga will start.
Sure. Understood. And so second question is on the valves division. If we see that we have grown at very healthy rates for the last couple of years, and first I just want to understand what has led to that strong growth, and do we expect such growth to sustain going forward on the valve side?
Yeah, like how I covered the growth. If you really look at, we have been increasing our product basket in the existing energy market and the general industry market. I think that has been helping us to do. Growing at the same rate, that's why we are looking at the new markets like oil and gas, which we showed to you. And also there are some competitive markets which we are getting into, AS and evals, which I presented to you, which are in a very competitive range. This is required for us to increase the top line, but we'll have to wait and see how the overall margins can come, because some are competitive markets, some there are niche markets. So we are sure that we would be able to maintain this growth.
Understood. So next question is on the Supreme Serve. What we understand is that it's currently 20% of the business from the parents PPT what we saw. So I just want to understand how has been the progress so far. Let us say if there is any data or KPI you track, like value addition per pump on the Supreme Serve side, or the number of pumps that you are addressing today on Supreme Serve versus 5 years back. Any other KPI which you look at whether the Supreme Serve is running on track or not, if you would like to share.
Yeah, there is an internal system, a CRM system called C4C in KSB, wherein each and every pump which is installed with the customer, that is tracked. So there are different categories: type A, type B, type C. A, for example, is the engineered pumps which are installed with the customer. So the pump type, pump serial number, the details of the pump, and the end user details. Those are available with us. Using this data, we are really going ahead with all our offerings of aftermarket with the end users. So this strong tool is giving very good results to us, and we are developing this tool to atomize many things in the future.
So, but then how are we progressing? Like, are we addressing more and more of the installed base, or are we supplying more and more parts per pump? How are we increasing on that basis? If over last 3-4 years, this is what with this data and automated system, what we have made.
Yes, with this system now almost each and every pump which is installed is been tracked. The data is available. How many spare parts or services are given on that pump. So based on this historical data, we approach the customer proactively to offer our spare parts, to our services, and then push for the orders to get more business.
Understood. Sir, Rajiv, questions, sir. Two questions for you. One is on the solar pump side. You mentioned that these are higher working capital, but just wanted to understand, are these also good in terms of ROC considering the margin profile they offer?
In general, answer yes, but this fluctuates. This fluctuates based on because these are fixed term contracts, and this fluctuates if the PV panel prices go up or down in the market. So that affects the profitability a bit. So I would say the time we started and the time today is a difference. Let's say the margins have gone down by a couple of points.
Okay.
But again, we see that again the prices are going down. So today we feel satisfied that these margins are comparable with our pump product business, not very far away.
Understood.
So that's why we see it as a good strategy to continue to go and do this business.
Understood. And so the final question is to you is that if you can just help us understand how important is India in overall scheme of things for the parent, and what are the KPIs for the top management team, what parents look at, and just.
Yeah, India is a very important plays a very important role in the overall scheme of the group. You see, we have a dedicated 300 engineers here, KSB Tech. Okay. So they are looking at a good amount of outsourcing their work. These plants, the investment which have been doing continuously. So every year our investment in KSB Limited is growing. At one time it was 80 crores, 800 million. Today it has gone up to 130. Okay. So steadily this is growing. We are getting a better share out of the group investment budgets. So those are given priorities. Yes, all the new products which we are getting, you see, I feel, I would say, I would use the word infamous. I'm infamous in the group for asking and getting those products. Because they worry me that whenever I go to Germany, I will ask a new product. And this is the support we are getting. That last month also we got approval for 2 new products. We are expecting more. So the support has been fantastic, and they recognize India as a growing market, and they see the potential, and so we feel satisfied with the parent strength of know-how in the products, and also the investment approval support they are giving. It is great. What was your second
So
question?
finally, the KPIs on which the top management team is evaluated by the
KPI
parent.
is given mainly for the Indian market.
Yes.
So it is as you see in the performance. They see, I mentioned it, that they expect a minimum double-digit growth
Okay.
in our top line, and maintaining an EBITDA of what we have consistently over a period of time, 13, 14, and yes, continuously increasing the dividend year after year.
Understood. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
KSB derives around 30% of revenue from the service segment. So, is there any service gap between them and us? And can we reach like 20 or 30% in coming years?
I didn't fully get your question. Now, 30% service agreement.
So, this 30% is a revenue mix from the service segment.
Yes, yes. Okay. The group has a target of the Supreme Serve business should be at least 30%, if not more. They in fact have more, 35. But as Rajesh explained, in our case, the product mix is a lot of small pumps, submersible, domestic. So which the group doesn't, is not doing. Group is more into the industry and energy and other pumps. So today we are hovering between 15 to 20, but we have a KPI that we should go beyond 20, 25, 30 also in one day. And I feel as we supply supercritical power plants, as we supply nuclear will not be much, but mechanical sealed business should help us. So as we supplied more and more engineered pumps, this ratio will definitely increase, because the ratio of these business will become more and more. So I would say to reach that 30, 35, it may take quite some years, but we are happy as long as there is a good absolute value growth, because everything in Supreme Serve is a good benefit to the bottom line.
So, what is the contribution from the sunrise segment as we speak?
Very less, I would say, less than 5% today of the total thing. But it would be not fair to see it today. If you ask this question, maybe 26 or 27 more appropriately, then I think we can say it in a much better way, because I think this is the graph of establishing that business, and I would say that step by step we should increase our share much more. So today it's less than 5%, but definitely we want it to be a much more evenly distributed segment.
Can you like also touch upon the margin profile of these new emerging segments? Like how are they?
It would be mixed. Mechanical seal, good margins, definitely, no doubt. Mining, good margins, because this thrives on spare parts. 80%, 70% is spare parts, 20% on this. Firefighting, it's a system, it's not the pump, and system is bought out, so the margins cannot be high. It's more would be a systems margin like we have for solar business. So when you do product business, the margins are good. So I would say mixed margin throughout this segments, and that's why we overall maintain a good EBITDA level by having these some very good margins, some on a normal level. And maybe if nuclear also happens, those business will be at a better margin. So it's always a mix of some segments having a better margin, and Supreme Serve, nuclear, valves, these are at good margins. And systems, solar, and firefighting would be at a normal margin. But these are all business are interrelated. If we want to do good in building services, we have to be present in firefighting. We can't be only in one segment. So that's why overall, I would say the return which we always target is that EBITDA level what we are.
Thank you.
Sorry to discontinue this good much, all of you, for taking out time and visiting our plant. I also thank ICICI team for supporting the arrangements, and thank you so much, senior management team, for taking out the time.